Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to another review video for Arrow, Season 4, Episode 9. It is entitled Dark Waters. So, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining me again for another review video. Oh, my voice is gone. But yeah, I like this. I like this episode. It wasn't my overall favorite. Um, but I gotta say it was a good episode. I'll say right now the flashbacks I thought were not that great. They didn't really highlight anything in this episode at all. And the whole scene with him swimming and everything underwater just looks so terrible. The shark and everything, very bad. And then the maps that he gets, those maps are like underwater, and it's like wouldn't they be like disintegrated by now? I don't know. So not very realistic at all. Um, the only thing that really mattered in the flashbacks was that guy, what was his name, Conklin or something, showing up at the end, and that was it. It was just like okay, and then he got some maps. That was it. Other than that, it was kind of worthless, kind of worthless flashback. So leave it there. Um, the whole thing again. One things that I really liked in this episode again, Damien Dark, Neil McDonough, always excellent. Merlin, John Barrowman is always excellent as well. I like Detective Lance or Captain Lance again, excellent in this episode. I really liked again seeing Felicity's mother. Man, I think she's great. I mean, she works well now. They've incorporated her with Lance, and that works. And so I like her on the show. She works very well. Um, and other things. I mean, that was about it. I mean, the whole thing with the party and everything, I was just like, well, I mean, if they knew, I mean, he calls out Damien Dark, and it was just like, aren't you going to like at least like have other people like ready for him to show up? I mean, you think he's going to show up. I mean, they had like these armed guards, and it was just like that didn't work out very well. But you think you would have like some arrows, or at least you're ready for him somewhere. I mean, I don't know, or something. I mean, they were just they didn't like they cared. I mean, they had some dudes with guns, and that was about it. But and I'll say right now, I'll get right to the ending here. I mean, the limo being shot up. It was just like they were shooting that limo up. It was just like everybody would have been dead in that limo. I mean, Felicity gets hit like what one time. Oliver didn't even get hit. He even went into the driver's seat. I mean, how do you not get like completely just Swiss cheese? I mean, I don't get it. It's just like they're being shot everywhere. That was kind of a negative because it was not very real at all. Um, and then Felicity getting shot, and it was like that's it. They cut out. They cut out. He drags her out. Blood runs out of her mouth, and that's it. So, I mean, is she in the grave? I don't think so. I don't think she's in the grave. I think they're making it way too obvious. Way, way too obvious. Um, I think they're gonna pull like a switch. I mean, usually in a lot of shows they pull switches like that. They try to think you one thing and then it turns out to be another thing. So I'm not gonna go with her. It's got to be somebody else. Um, but you know, other things in this again. I mean, we see Merlin dressed up as Green Arrow. I mean, you think Damien Dark would put two and two together of who these people really are. I mean, they see him at the campaign with these same people. So it's just like, come on. So that's kind of a negative too. Very inconsistent there. Um, but the whole thing. I mean, what is Dark's agenda? I mean, he's got like all this corn. What is that all about? Who is this like these people that he's talking to? Like these council members or whatever. I mean, what are they all about? I mean, all these they still got questions here. I mean, what's going to happen with Diggle's brother? Um, so I mean, there's still that situation. It's unchecked. I mean, we don't even know what's going to happen there. Um, but I gotta say, I still thought it was a good episode. It wasn't the greatest though, especially for a season. Well, not a season finale, but for a fall finale. For a fall, I mean, last year's fall finale I think was excellent. The whole thing with Ra's al Ghul and the stabbing and pushing Oliver off the cliff was excellent. That was excellent. Uh, this one not so much. I mean, you get the cliffhanger with Felicity, but I'm not convinced I think she'll be fine. But other than that, guys, I mean, there wasn't too much other stuff that was happening. I mean, there was the party. I mean, there was, they were cleaning up the bay, and it was just like, you know. So I mean, a lot of the scenes, it didn't, a lot of the scene was just like, okay, they're there, and that was it for me. I mean, there wasn't anything that stood out big time for me. Just, the only scenes was with Damien Dark and Merlin, and then and the ending, and that was it. So, um, and Oliver, proposing to Felicity. I mean, that did feel kind of forced because she found the ring. I think it would have been better if he just would have proposed and then not even she ever found the ring, because then it seems like she kind of like put it in his brain, kind of forced him a little bit. But so I mean, it was just like a whatever. I mean, um, so those type of scene, that scene again, it was there, but it seemed kind of forced to me, unfortunately. Um, and that's about it, guys. I mean, there really wasn't much other stuff. Like I said, the flashbacks were just not great at all. Um, so I mean, okay, episode, not the greatest, not the great, especially for a fall finale. I thought we would get something a little more, but it was kind of lackluster, really. Um, and I mean, we just have questions. What is Dark up to? What's his main agenda for the rest of this season? I mean, and these flashbacks, they got to pick up, man. They got to do something. I mean, they're spinning their wheels now on this island and these maps. It's like, what is it all about? I mean, come on. Because now, I mean, you're there. They're interesting. I'm trying to figure out what is happening, and now they're just in some spots they just kind of fill out. I mean, they just filler, man. They just want to fill that out. And they just spun their tires, man. It's just like, he goes and gets these maps, and it was just like, that was it. And that guy catches him, and that was it. There was no story progression at all there. So hopefully, I mean, we'll figure out soon of what's going on now with this island and these maps and all this other stuff there, and Felicity now being shot, and what's going to happen there with the fall. One thing I just remember, one thing, it was another great thing, was when Oliver was trying to find out where they were taken when they were kidnapped, and he was like old Oliver from like season 1, where he was just like beating dudes to death and like kicking them and everything. I was like, wow, that's awesome. That was cool. I really enjoyed that. The old Oliver, where he didn't give a crap about anything. He was just like beating dudes to death and like, tell me where they are. It was just like, okay, that was cool. I enjoyed that. Um, but yeah, guys. Thea again. Yeah, Thea. Oh wow. Yeah, I just remember that Thea in this episode. I mean, the whole pinky swear thing was just like, okay, come on. That was kind of odd as well. But Thea again didn't do very much, and Diggle, I mean, had with his brother. I mean, so I mean, it was kind of a weak episode. I think it was okay, but in some ways it was kind of weak. So, but yeah, guys, final episode until like January 20th. So we get a little bit of break here, and hopefully this show picked up for these last episodes leading down to the season finale. So hopefully they'll pick up big time, and we'll get to really what's happening now with Damien Dark and what his agenda is, and the island, the flashbacks, what's that all about? Who's in the grave? That's another question, the big question. It's just like, who is in the grave? I mean, it's just, I'm not convinced it's Felicity, to be honest. I'm not convinced. Um, but that would seem the logical choice right now. But I'm not convinced. I need more. I need more intel. I don't know. I don't know if I can just blurt out a name. I mean, because Oliver seems broken up, so it might be like a Thea or Laurel. Those two would be, I wouldn't mind them being dead, especially Laurel. But others, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would be, it would be a real pick 'em right now, because I don't know. But anyway, guys, if you guys want to blurt out a name, please write in the comments below. If there's anything else I talked about, or anything else on this episode that I may have missed, please write in the comments below here. And please like and share and all that good stuff. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, guys, that will do it for me for this week. And I will see you guys on January 20th for another review video of Arrow. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.